Hey everybody, my name is Will You Really Don't Care What My Name Is, and I'm going to be going over my thoughts on WWE's Fastlane 2016. And let me just say, I already knew the pay-per-view was not going to be, not that good. I kind of already knew. They did try to make this a good pay-per-view, but it's just the build-up for all of this and the way they booked it is just kind of disappointing, really. It's kind of a disappointment. Still, how was the pay per view? Was it bad? No, no, no. Was it awesome? No. Was it good? More or less. Let's start off with the first match: Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks against Team Bad. This was the first match of the night. It wasn't bad. I don't understand why they do have Sasha and Becky working together. Um, Storyline wise, it doesn't make much sense. Honestly, if I was booking this, I would have had Charlotte defending her title against Becky and Sasha in a triple threat. But I'm not in charge of booking, and that they are. So this wasn't a bad match. It was an interesting way to start off the show, but again, I wish they had done this a little differently. Uh, it was still not bad. I guess you could say that it was an okay way to start off the pay per view. Becky and Sasha got the win against Team Bad, Naomi and Tamina by submission. So I guess this will lead to them facing off against Charlotte at WrestleMania. I hope they throw Paige in because I don't want her to be forgotten. That's what they've been doing the last few months, and I don't want that. I don't want her to just go away, just disappear. Next match was for the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. This was probably my most favorite match. One of the two of my favorite matches of the night. Uh, Owens and Ziggler always find ways to make their matches good, and the fans love it. When they're given enough time, they can give a great match, and they did that tonight. It was fun to see these two go back and forth. It was very physical between these two, and in the end, Kevin Owens walked out still the Intercontinental Champion. So congratulations to Mr. KO. It's a shame Ziggler didn't win, but hey, he had a great match with Owens. So who knows? We might see another one in the future. Here's the next match. This one's pretty much a filler match, and I really thought this was going to go differently, but no, they decided to have it go the other way. It was Big Show, Kane, and Ryback against the Wyatt family, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman, while Bray Wyatt was at ringside. Nothing interesting about this match except for Big Show tossing Luke Harper over the top rope and him landing on the other members of the Wyatts, and then him delivering a spear to Braun Strowman. That was the only interesting part of the whole the whole match. Everything else, this was just a filler match. Okay, this was just giving fans time to go do something else, maybe go to the bathroom or something, because I mean, you have all these giant men going up against each other, and nothing really interesting happens in these matches because Big Show and Kane are not as young or as fast as they used to be, so they can't really do much. Ryback, the same thing. Luke Harper is probably the only one from his side that could do a lot in a match, but Rowan and Strowman, sorry, like they still need some more work on those two. In the end, Ryback got the win for his team. I really thought we were going to have the Wyatts get the victory. I thought that was going to be the move they were going to make, but no, for some reason, they're not really putting the Wyatts over. I don't understand what's going on. It's like WWE doesn't know how to book these guys right. So yeah, very disappointing with this match. It was just a filler. It just gave us time just to rest up for the next matches. Next one is Charlotte versus Brie Bella for the Divas Championship. Here's the problem I have with this match. Um, both these women they got some reaction, but not in the way that a lot of fans are doing. Because you got to remember, Charlotte, the only reason she's getting any kind of reaction is because of her father, Ric Flair, who's at ringside, and him being with her throughout the whole storyline with her as a heel. It's not helping her. At first, it was a little bit, but now it's always gonna be the fans are reacting because of Flair, because he's always gonna be there at ringside with her, and they're not really giving Charlotte, you know, a chance to show she can be a good heel because her father's always going to be at ringside and the focus will be always on him and not on Charlotte. Now, don't get me wrong, Charlotte is not bad in the ring, but it's just some fans are just focusing more on Flair. And Brie Bella, same thing. Like her, the only reason she's getting any kind of reaction is because of her husband Daniel Bryan. Now, not to say Brie's not a bad wrestler. Okay, trust me, I've seen a lot of them in WWE and in TNA and in all different places. The issue here is she is just using, they're just using her husband's popularity with the fans to try to get her over. She didn't do so bad in this match. I will say that she didn't do so bad in this match. At least not as bad. She did better than her sister Nikki. But I'm sorry. I just it wasn't a bad match. I just really wish these two women would would go out there, sorry, and do things on their own without having to depend on a Hall of Fame of a father or someone as very popular as Daniel Bryan. I don't know. Just that was always the problem with me in this match. Here's the one that I think was probably the best one next to Owens and Ziggler. It was AJ Styles and Chris Jericho one on one. This was a lot of fun to watch because I mean it's AJ Styles and Chris Jericho going one on one. It's always a lot of fun to watch. The only issue is I kind of wish these two guys were could go back in time and wrestle at such a young age because I kind of miss how fast they used to go. Sorry. I miss how they could do a lot in the ring, but time has caught up with them and are not able to do as much as they used to. But it was still a fun match to watch between these two. I liked how well it went. It was back and forth. The fans were definitely behind these two, just like they were with Owens and Ziggler. I especially like how they know each other so well now and how they're able to counter one another, and it was a lot of fun to watch. AJ was able to hit the Styles Clash. He couldn't put Jericho away. Jericho hit the Code Breaker and locked in the walls of Jericho. He couldn't put AJ away. Finally, what put him away was what put Jericho away was AJ locking in the Calf Killer and was able to make Jericho tap out. It's kind of rare for me to find someone who isn't John Cena that can make Jericho tap out. Uh, I'm very happy that Jericho was able to help put AJ over some more, and AJ was able to make Jericho look good. These two guys went out there and they made each other look good, and the crowd were very behind both these guys. And Jericho showed his respect towards AJ. They shook hands. It looked like he was going to hit him, but no, he shook his hand and earned his respect. So, congratulations to AJ. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. All right, next match: Curtis Axel versus R-Truth. Axel won. There's really not much point in talking about this. It's here. Okay, here's the other issue I have with this pay per view. I'm sorry. You throw in this match, Curtis Axel and R-Truth one on one on pay per view, but you don't have time to put in Callisto versus Alberto Del Rio. Instead, you make that into the pre-show. Why? Why would you do that? Why do you That was such a fun match to watch. I don't like talking much about the pre-show since I'm not very interested in it at all. But I did watch this match with Callisto and Del Rio, and man, it was fun watching this match. It was great to see how well this went. It was a 2 hour 3 falls match. It was excuse me, a lot of fun to watch. It was a good match back and forth with Del Rio dominating most of the match. Callisto hanging in there, getting hit with Del Rio's finisher 3 times. That foot stomp, getting hit 3 times. One in the middle of the ropes, the other one on the outside in the barricade, and I think the third one was I think he hit the third one. I don't remember. Kind of lost track of time, but I know that it was still a fun match to watch. And the fact that you guys didn't put it in your pay per view, instead you put in Axel and R-Truth. Nothing against these two. It's just, why didn't you put those guys in the pre-show? Hell, you could have made it an 8-man tag match. It could have been, R-Truth, Goldust, Sin Cara, Neville, maybe like that. I don't know. But the fact that they made that one into that match, the U.S. title match in the pre-show, instead of putting it on the pay-per-view, like, I'm sorry, it's just, wow, that was not a good idea. I'm sorry. Oh man. Okay. Now we get to the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, a triple threat match where the winner faces the world champion at WrestleMania. Okay, first off, here's my problem with this. The booking for it was bad. Why give the title to Triple H? Here's what I would have done. And I'm sorry, I know I said I'm not in charge of the booking and everything, but here's how I would have booked it. I would have had Roman retain his title at the Rumble, and then I would have had him versus Brock Lesnar at Fastlane. While that is going on, I would have Triple H and Dean Ambrose go 1-on-1, and the winner goes on to WrestleMania. Triple H would put Dean over, but he would win, and Roman would retain his title and then face Triple H at WrestleMania. Instead, what do? They have Triple H win the title. They have him not defended at this pay-per-view, and now they're having him defend it at WrestleMania. Like, it's very predictable. We still have weeks of very predictable Raw and SmackDown segments with these guys. Okay, it's gonna be very predictable. Anyways, uh, this match, the triple threat match, as much as I didn't like the booking, I will say it wasn't a bad match. It was entertaining. It wasn't the best match I've seen all night. It was still not bad. The fans were mostly behind Brock. As usual, Brock was kicking ass. Suplex City, Suplex City, Suplex City, and Dean and Roman were able to work together and deliver a power bomb, putting him through 2 of the announce tables. And when they focused on each other, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see these two go at 1-on-1, because Brock was not selling Dean's punches, and he was really not putting these guys over. Instead, it was just Roman and Dean going at it, and that's what I liked the most. It was still fun to watch these two going at it, especially when Dean had a chair in his hand. The one thing I did like from this match, it was probably the best part of it, was when Roman had Dean on his shoulders. It looked like he was going to hit the Samoan drop, but instead Brock comes back in and delivers a German suplex on Roman, and Dean goes flying over them, and that was probably the best part of the whole match, was just seeing that. Uh, so yeah, I was very happy to see that. But again, like, Brock, when Brock's in that ring, he's just gonna dominate. It's very predictable. But anyways, Dean has the chair. He starts hitting Roman and Brock with it, and when Brock's on the outside, Roman hits Dean with a spear and gets the win. So Roman Reigns is going on to WrestleMania. I actually thought the Wyatts were going to get involved in this match and attack Brock, but it looks like they might be setting up Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's the only thing I can think of. They might be setting up those two to face off at WrestleMania. If so, would that be a great match? No, I think it'll be an interesting match. It depends on the booking. That's all I'm saying. As long as they build it up right, I'll give it a pass. But The same thing can be said about Roman and Triple H. Triple H came out after the match. The two of them stood in front of the WrestleMania sign, and that was the end of the pay per view. So if they're going to do this whole build up between Triple H and Roman, right, they need to do several things. One, they need to make Roman look good. They can't just have Triple H always being on top every end of the show because that's what I'm afraid they're gonna do. Because if they do that, it's going to be very predictable as we're getting up to WrestleMania. They need to help make Roman good. They need to do what he did at TLC when he took out Triple H. They need to do the same thing what he did when he punched Vince in the face. They need to do all of that to try to get Roman over. Because if they can't do that, then WrestleMania 32 is going to end the same way as WrestleMania 31. Roman's going to come out with a huge booze. The fans are not going to be happy. And I'm going to be there at WrestleMania. Okay. I'm going to be there to watch it with my friend. So I am hoping that by the time WrestleMania comes around, the fans will be putting Roman over. They'll be cheering for him, and I hope Triple H can put him over. Here's the other thing they need to do also. They need to hype this match. They need to build it up to make this a good match so that people can tune in to watch this pay-per-view, to not leave, to watch it to the very end. That's what they need to do. And this one, if I was in charge of the book, again, I said this before, I'm not, but if I was, here's what I would do. I would put in a special guest referee like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And here's the reason why. Because not only do they need to get more fans into this match and to tune in to watch it, but I think Stone Cold can do that because, he has no alliance towards anyone. He doesn't care about the authority or Roman. He just is going to go out there and do his job. So I think if they have Austin go out there as a special guest referee is not only going to get fans more interested, but I think it's going to keep them hooked on this match to see what's going to happen and to see if Austin will, deliver a stunner to someone. And because I think this is how the match is gonna happen. We're gonna see some interferences. We're probably gonna see Shawn Michaels get involved. We'll probably see other people, Vince get involved, Stephanie get involved. That's what I'm afraid this might happen. So again, I would add Stone Cold into this just to get fans to watch this match. And because, well, it's Stone Cold and we're going to be in Texas. So, well, I'm in Texas. Him be appearing at WrestleMania in Texas will be fun. Um, yeah, but that's it, everybody. If you guys have a different opinion about this pay per view, my rating for it is a 2.5 out of 5. Um, I would give it a 3 out of 5, but I'm sorry, like I just can't. Especially how they booked the whole show. If you guys have a different opinion about this pay per view, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'll be here next time to give you more love and more entertainment, guys. And see y'all next time. And take care.